Google has released a new Google Doc feature called the App Menu. This feature allows users to easily add people, building blocks, formerly called templates, files, lists, media, dates, headings, calendar events, page components, and more. In this video, I'll show you how to use the App Menu and explain what each feature is so you can feel more confident using this tool. To use the App Menu, navigate to a Google Doc and type the @ symbol. You'll notice immediately a drop-down menu appears. The first feature is People. This gives users the ability to mention another user in their Google Doc. When you use the App Menu to mention another user, it creates what's called a smart chip. By definition, a smart chip is when you can hover over text enclosed in this visual chip and get more information or suggested actions. Later, I'll show you other smart chips. It's important to note that when you use the App Menu to mention another user in a smart chip, the user will not get access to your document, nor will they receive a notification that they were mentioned in a document. This is just a way for you to include another user's contact information within a Google Doc. Google might remind you of this in a pop-up over on the right. To grant a person access to your document, you must share your document with the user by changing the share settings. The second feature is building blocks, which is formerly called templates. Currently, Meeting Notes is the only building block, but I predict Google will be releasing more in the future. Meeting Notes is a new Google feature, so let's spend a moment going over it. As you might have guessed, Meeting Notes allows users to create meeting notes for any Google Calendar event. Additionally, when a user creates meeting notes, the Google Doc can be attached to the calendar event for all attendees to view. So let's say you want to create a meeting notes document that will attach to a Google Calendar event. Open up a Google Doc, type the @ symbol, and select Meeting Notes. Google will list upcoming events that you have scheduled in your calendar. Select the correct one, and Google will populate the date, name of event, attendees, notes, and checklist, which is also a new Google Doc feature, which I will talk about in a moment. What you will notice is that Google will not name your document, but not to worry. If you click on the name of the document, it automatically guesses what the name of the document should be, and it does a pretty decent job. Over on the right, you can determine if you want to share this document with other attendees, or if you want to keep this document private. When testing this, I learned that if you decide to make these meeting notes private, the document will still be attached to the Google Calendar event, and other attendees can request access to your document, which can make it awkward if you really want to make your notes private and don't plan on sharing the document. Another feature in the App Menu is the ability to insert files as smart chips. Prior to smart chips, users would create a link to a document. For example, if I wanted to insert a link to a document, I could type the name of the document, highlight the text, click on the Insert Link icon, and choose my file from the drop-down. By using the App Menu, I can insert a file as a smart chip. To do this, type the @ symbol, and in the Files section, Google will suggest my most recent files. I can also click on this arrow icon to access more files, but the only drawback is that Google only lists my most recent files. If you don't see a file listed here, I suggest opening up the file in another tab so that it can be considered a most recent document. Another feature in the App Menu is lists. We are all familiar with bulleted list and numbered list, but a new list type is called checklist. Checklists look like traditional bulleted lists, but the difference is when users click on the box, it will cross off the list item, visually marking it as complete. This can be helpful in group projects. You can also find checklists in the drop-down arrow next to bulleted lists. The next feature in the App Menu is media files, which we are all familiar with. Instead of navigate to the Insert menu, users can use the App Menu to save a few clicks. Another smart chip included in the App Menu is Dates. Date chips will show on the doc for all users who have access to the document, and by clicking on it, users can create a calendar event in their personal calendar if they wish. The next feature in the App Menu is Headings, which we are all familiar with. Instead of navigating to the menu, users can use the App Menu to save a few clicks or movements of the mouse. Next in the App Menu is Calendar Events, which allows users to create smart chips to calendar events in their calendar. When testing this, I found that if you add a smart chip to a calendar event, and another user who has access to this document will be able to see the name of the event, but they will not be able to request to attend the calendar event if they have not been invited. The last two features in the app menu are page components and more. Again, these are Google Doc features you are already familiar with. But instead of navigating through the menus, users can use the app menu to save time and a few clicks. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.